Hi, it's Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media. We're here in Dubai, and I am joined in the studio by Christophe Grammare, the Managing Director of AAL. Nice to have you here.
Thank you, Leslie.
Yeah, absolutely. You have just finished a wonderful panel on supply and demand, covering just a huge range of factors that affects that. Can you give us some key takeaways from your session?
Sure. So basically from my side, I was talking a lot about the carrier side of things. Essentially our view is still that we've seen a big crisis, in 21, 22 when it comes to supply and demand. Clearly, the shipping world was upside down. But things have now settled, and that crisis was driven by the container world. Things have now moved on where there's ample container vessel supply. So we are not going to see that anytime soon again. But at least it's leaving us an open situation on the multi-purpose and heavy lift front, where we believe for the first time in a long time, multi-purpose vessels are really focused mostly on cargo that cannot be containerized, right? Like before, it was a bit of a balancing act as well. Now more and more the fleet is specializing, right? So you see all the new orders is no longer in the general cargo space, but more in the heavy lift project side of things. At least that's where most of the money is going.
Right, and that's good news for you.
Look, that's what we do at AAL, so definitely a good place to be. Look, we specialize into the large multi-purpose and heavy lift, right? So this is definitely our area, and with cargoes growing bigger, growing heavier, definitely it's moving into our direction. That's where we've always been positioned. But it's even forcing us to reinvent ourselves and to match the cargo demand.
Oh, interesting. And do you have new builds?
Yes, so as AAL we have 6 vessels on order. The first, the Super B class. The first one will be delivered in May this year, and then after that we'll take delivery of 4 still within this year to next year. And the big change for us is exactly what I was mentioning before. It's if we look back at our previous design, which is only 10 years old, to the new design which is coming out now, we've got a complete change. A vessel that went from 5 holds with centerline bulkheads and only 2 heavy lift cranes to only 2 holds to be able to really accommodate much larger cargoes under deck. No centerline, so also we can accommodate wider pieces. And also 3 heavy lift gears instead of 2. Because we are seeing essentially the demand for heavy lifts increasing to the point that we can fill a whole ship with heavy lifts now.
That's amazing. And are there any other ships being built that are similar to your new one?
I think the key word is really specialization now. So at AAL we focus on the large multi-purpose heavy lifts. Then you have, as you know, COSCO and Futureproofs have been ordering more large, pure multi-purpose vessels. So targeted towards lighter gear but much bigger vessels, 62,000 or 82,000. So that's a slightly different sector. And then, of course, you have BBC ordering their workhorse as well, like the smaller vessel, but with higher lifting gear as well. So everyone is filling up their part of the market, I would say.
And just lastly, where do you think the biggest potential for Project Cargo? What routes will have the most potential, and what types of cargoes for what types of projects are you really putting your money on?
Look, we're in Middle East, so we can definitely see the Middle East as being very active in terms of project. But I think in terms of vertical, clearly what is taking over is the new energy generation. Whether we are looking at hydrogen plants or whether we are looking at wind farms or for us at AAL, this is what we cover the most, I would say energy in general. So this is the emerging side, this is what's driving the demand. And it's kind of only the start of it. It's a young industry, and a lot of investment is being made at the moment. So we see that as being the key driver. So So this is worldwide, really. When you talk about green energy, it's not particularly in one place, it's around the world. So yeah, definitely the Middle East being very active at the moment, but we're seeing Australia on the wind front is very active, US has been very active, so it's everywhere.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like you're well positioned to move right into that transition.
Thanks, Leslie. We are, hopefully, and providing the right tools to the market.
Excellent. Thanks so much.